Oh.
I don't think we have wordsmith.
Oh, so, no, I don't think so. So we're gonna have to skip right away from that. But now it's the wordsmith's turn. Oh wait,
There's
no. 2 people we had to get out.
That's okay.
Let's hear the image masters. Where you can share. If Gregory can make it, he can come after. He can come after.
This is my picture.
Do you want people to guess what your picture is before you even share out about it when you cover your words?
Yes. Yes, Frank?
Trying to making weapons. Having weapons. Using weapons.
It's her bow and her arrows and then the ravine.
Yes. Well, part. Anyone have the other part?
Is that a bush?
Do you want me to tell you?
All right, go for it, Ray.
Definitely.
So, this shows Krana drinking water from the spring or like from the ravine. And I chose this image because this is actually, she laid down her weapons, and that's something that a warrior would not do. But in this case, it was okay because the dogs couldn't get her. So,
Beautiful. Did you have another image as well?
Yeah, would you like to share that one out?
Do you guys think that was a fair image to choose for what to
Yeah, it's a good
illustrate?
image.
Good. It's, if he had just chosen to draw like a detailed picture of Karana, would that have helped us understand the story?
No, like,
Not at this point,
the
right?
details in.
Good. All right.
anyone want to guess? Yes, Frank?
That's a wild dog and he's coming out the bow.
What is it? Isabel?
It shows how Karama couldn't shoot the wild dog and then she kind of tames him and makes him.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful about the table with the camera too, guys, because I don't want it to fall over. Beautiful. Okay, Ray, do you want to share what you wrote?
This illustration shows that Krana does not want to kill the pack or the dog leader, so she takes them home. And I chose this image because it is a kind thing to do and a cause and effect.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay, now I love to hear from the passage master.
The part of the passage that I chose from was on page 100,
Page 100.
paragraphs 1 and 2.
Will you wait for us to get there real quick? 100, paragraphs 1 and 2. Okay, Nathan, lab read for us.
And I thought that this part of the passage was an important part and it was
Hold on.
exciting.
Will you? Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you were not going to read. Go ahead, Alexa. I'm interrupting you.
Kirana has found a pet. He is leader of the wild dogs. His name is Ranchu. Kirana says, I did not know how lonely I had been until I had Ranchu to talk to. The reason I chose this section is because it was happy and exciting and because Kirana hated the wild dog leader and now she likes him.
I'm struggling to find exactly where it was on that page. You might need to double check your pages.
The part where she says, I did not know him.
Right, I see what you chose, which is a great section. I agree that was important. Do you guys see it on that page?
I couldn't see it
On 99?
somewhere
Okay.
around there.
Okay. Yeah, so you talked about specifically that she was lonely before. Okay, so can you explain again, like, why did you pick that passage?
I picked up this passage because I thought it was exciting and an important part because she used to be really lonely and now that Ranchu came along, she's not as lonely and there's someone to talk to and she seems happier.
Totally, right? Think about it, like, a lot of people that don't live on islands, that live alone, also get dogs, right? It's just like a companion. So she didn't even realize she was lonely, and then when she has this dog, she's like, oh my gosh, I was missing something so important, right? This dog makes me feel like I have something to take care of and a family and a purpose, right? Okay, beautiful. Frank, pass it back to you.
Okay.
Are you ready? If you have one, you can come share, come sit, and you can
Yeah.
go to Marissa for now.
Okay. So, Now let's have the character and people tracker share out.
Okay, so nice and gentle. Gregory, who did you decide to track?
I decided to track Corona on page 101, paragraph 1, lines 1 to 5, so it's just the whole thing.
101, so it's actually chapter 17 where the beginning of it is. And then paragraph?
1, line 1 to 5.
Okay.
It's well, I didn't do all of the first
Okay.
paragraph, but it says, during this time I made myself another dress, but mostly I spent my time fashioning a spear to catch the giant devilfish. This shows that Corona is very courageous and determined,
Okay.
because she really wants to kill a devilfish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of scary.
Okay.
And her physical traits are she's tall, tall, and she has long black hair. In fact, that's what her name means. The long black
Good,
hair.
reminding you what her name means, right? Okay.
And her personality traits is she's very good at she's a determined person.
Then show it that you're tracking.
She's good at persevering, and she's also courageous. And what kind of virtue did this character show? What virtue did they lack? I can't think of anything that they lacked at the moment.
Okay.
So I said Corona is a person who shows a lot of courage and perseverance.
Okay. Even thinking about, I want to add to Gregory's or challenge you guys surrounding his character. Okay, so obviously through the character and people tracker, you don't have many people to choose from. Yes, you literally have Corona, and now we have a new character who is Rontu. Rontu is arguably a character, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of Corona's growth, he said that she was courageous and brave in making this spear for the devilfish, right? How does that show change in her? If she spends all this time making this elaborate weapon to kill the devilfish.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hands down for just a second, let everybody think. Why does that show change in Corona if she is willing to spend lots of time making a weapon to kill a devilfish? A very intricate weapon that requires lots of time and requires her making it a certain way.
Yeah,
How
it
has she
said
changed?
She said it took many attempts, and she had lots of errors.
Okay, so it shows perseverance, but how has she changed as a character? Isabel, go ahead.
I think before she had a lot of responsibility, like she has more now, but before she was into the tribe and she had to like go get food, and she didn't really have time to be like doing that. And she also thought about the myths, and she just believed what they said, and she never tried anything new.
Yeah,
Frank, as the discussion director, you should be tracking the speaker.
And now she's changed because she's kind of thinking for herself.
Yeah. So before she was thinking about the myth, remember she was like scared of that. And now she's sitting here by herself, not thinking about the myth at all, and making like a super intricate weapon to trap this devilfish, right? So is she worrying about things that used to worry her?
Nope.
Right? She's literally doing what she needs to do to survive and keep herself entertained, right, Marissa?
And I also think she's doing this because there's no one to really tell her what to do or like where to, basically what to do. And if somebody were to see her do this, I'm pretty sure it would like end up really bad because they told her all the myths that they had, and then they would try to like since I don't think anybody's ever done it, so they wouldn't know what to do.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? Let's pause and discuss that for a second, because Frank, you should be thinking about this as the discussion director, what you could add on to this. If you think about it, if somebody from her tribe hypothetically came back and saw that she was making weapons, do you think that they would be angry with her or accuse her of doing something bad given her situation? Or do you think they would be forgiving of her choices? Raise your hand if you have a thought. You should all have a thought about this. This is an either or. Do you think they would be forgiving of her situation? Or do you think that they would be like, this is something that we specifically said our tribe does not do, and it's shameful? Okay. Why don't you start off, Frank, and then you can ask somebody else to share too.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of things, like movies about things, so like I'm kind of in between. The person would forgive and between forgiving and like being angry.
Okay.
Angry.
A little bit of both?
Yeah, both of both.
Okay. Your discussion director. Quickly, 3, 2, 1.
Quickly.
Alright, I think like they like I'm pretty sure they would. I'm going with kind of. I mean, like, it would be possible that they would be forgiving given the situation, but they might scold her too because of, like, the rules, and then, but then she probably could have, like, kind of fired back and said, well, what am I going to do? Do you want me to die too?
Okay. Gregory, pick one more person.
How about Ray?
I think that
Boys roast.
I think that the person that came back would be angry with her because they're not like family. Because I remember in the beginning, well, kind of like in the middle section that we read, that Kurana forgave Rontu for going back for his fishing spear, but she forgave him because they were family.
You mean, Rama. I know, it's the same thing.
She forgave him because they were family. But when you have like someone like not in your family, I think that they would be like a little bit more harder on you.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a hard thing to discuss. Like when you think about it, there's tribal rituals and things that like the entire tribe is based off of and beliefs. And then there's also like, this is somebody that we love and care for. It's a part of our tribe and she needs to survive. So it is what it is, right? Does she need to make the devilfish spear?
No, she doesn't.
No, but also at this point,
it also mentioned how it's the sweetest fruit in the sea, and who could resist that?
Right, so she's like, I'm gonna eat that, right? I like this is a new challenge, and especially if you're gonna get bored or like you wanted something new to try,
I've had
you might do that, right?
So it sounds good.
Okay, let's go back to our final job, Frank.
Okay, finally, anybody?
Connector.
Oh yeah, do we have a connector?
Yes.
I forgot.
Present.
I forgot.
So these were 2 pages, 92 through 94.
Okay.
It's a text to world. It was the part of the story when Kurana had wounded a wild dog, but then she was helping the dog by taking care of it. She also gave him a name.
Gregory, no thank you. Sorry. Marissa, go ahead.
The part when Kurana is helping the dog can relate to when a veterinarian is when a dog or animal is sick, they usually help it. And also the part when Kurana gives the dog a name is like she is someone from an animal shelter, because usually people from an animal shelter, they give dogs names by their personality. Like Kurana gave him a name when she gave him the name Rontu from because she saw the box eyes. That's what it means.
His yellow eyes, right? I'm going to know that you're being a really good listener. No, thank you with that either, Gregory. I'm going to know that you're being a really good listener if you're tracking your speaker, right? So when you're sharing your job, your goal is that the person that's sharing, we're all respecting that person and listening and hoping to understand the story better. So it's okay if you're not, for example, like staring right at Marissa. You can just be listening and acknowledging her. But to not be paying attention at all is not a choice, right? Because we're all respectful of each other's jobs. So, can somebody restate what Marissa's connection was that was being a really good listener? Lexa, go ahead.
The first connection was about how Kurana said Monty took care of him, and it was a text to world.
Beautiful.
Veterinarians take care of the animals, and they make them healthy again.
Do you think it was a good connection?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, I can tell Alexa was listening. All right, go ahead.
And I made a text to world. It's on page 85, paragraph 1, line 1.
85. Everybody turn to their books. 85, please.
It's the part when Kurana's ancestors, she said Kurana's ancestors used to make carvings in caves. And I think it's a text to world because cavemen, when back then, they used to make carvings on caves instead of like writings.
Very interesting, right? So there's 2 different types of people that might have put carvings into caves, right? She believes it was her ancestors. Why do you think it makes sense that it would be her ancestors and not cavemen? How do we know it wasn't cavemen? Marissa, you can speak to that.
Because there's like really no caves there, and like they live on an island. So
Okay, they live on an island. So who are the only people that could have done that?
Because they're the only people who live there.
Right. They're the only tribe that lived there previously, right? As far as Kurana knows, she's pretty much been all over the island at this point. It seems like she would have seen somebody else. So we know that the carvings are likely from people that used to be related to her instead of people that were like cavemen, right? Or like another type of population of people like Neanderthals or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've gotten through all the jobs. At this point, typically the discussion director is able to ask questions. So, Frank, did you have specific questions that you had from this section? Or do you want to restate Alexa's question for the group?
Well, I'll just say, like, wait, Alexa, what was your question?
Nice and loud.
My question is, what is a devilfish? Because it kind of sounds like it's in between an octopus or a squid and like a tigerfish or something.
Okay. If you have an idea. She said it's between an octopus and a squid, and she can't, and it has all these like kind of weird features, or like a tigerfish, right? Yeah, with the poison pieces on it. So it is a little confusing, right? She only calls it a devilfish. And so the good part is this book is really good for inferring, right? You have to figure out what it is based off of her information and also be knowledgeable about animals. So who could speak to that? Who thinks they have a good thought on that? Or better yet, raise your hand if you were equally confused. When I first read this, I was like, oh, I'm not really sure which one it is. Okay, who thinks now they have an answer that they think is worth sharing? Okay, Frank, you choose. 3, 2, 1.
Wait.
I think that wait, are you asking what a devilfish looks like?
Sit on your bottom, Gregory. And then she wants to know what the devilfish is. What creature in our world is a devilfish?
It's kind of like I imagined it as like this, like mini, like this mini, like fish with like long arms.
Okay. Is that an animal that exists in our world that you know the name of? Not necessarily?
No.
Okay. Gregory, what was your thought? And then we'll come to Marissa.
Well, you know how like they call everything like a whole bunch of weird names. I think it could just be like this certain type of octopus because I like octopus. So.
Okay. So hold. Is that a strong way to support what you're saying? Listen again. I'm going to reword it to you and you decide. So if I said, I think it's like in the book they reword things a lot because she's from a tribe, which is what you said, right? So they have different names for things. And I think maybe it's just a type of octopus because I like octopus and I think
Yeah,
that's
but it said that it's like the best food in the sea.
Okay, so, you're saying to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, so he thinks maybe it's octopus because he's had octopus before and octopus tastes good. Yes? Okay, not just like I love octopus, I hope it's an octopus, right? Okay, good. Marissa, add to that.
I was kind of thinking like an eel type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know eels, they have different names, different they have different like features.
Okay. Okay.
And I was thinking that.
Let's reread. We're going to figure out what it is because I know what it is specifically. Go to page 99 in your book.
Okay.
And you guys are going to tell me what it is.
Can we look it up?
And this is a good question, right, Alexa? Because if everybody in your group is equally confused, then there's obviously, it's worth discussing.
Page 99.
99. Hold for just a second, ma'am.
Oh,
All right.
It's on the bottom paragraph.
So I'm going to read, and then I might pass it to somebody else to start reading, and then I might take it back, and then pass it back to somebody else, okay? So be along with me. So we're going to start at the paragraph where it says the devilfish was in front of us. Do you see that?
What?
It's the middle paragraph.
Yeah.
The devilfish was in front of us, swimming slowly near the surface, moving all his arms at once. Okay, what do we know about the devilfish? It has multiple
Arms.
Good, okay. So eel?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Large devilfish are dangerous if you are in the sea, for their arms are so long as a man, and they can quickly wrap them around you. Isabel, read.
They also have a big mouth and a sharp beak where their arms join their head. This one is the largest I had ever seen.
It has a beak? Is it a bird?
No, because squids and... So I don't think it's an octopus.
What do you think it is?
It's probably a kind of squid.
Okay. Do you guys know much about squid and octopus? Or
Yes.
octopi? Okay. Squids have beaks. So creepy.
Parrot pig.
Octopus do not have beaks. So a squid actually is set up so that like if you were to spread back all of its tentacles, you would see a beak. And they actually find beaks that like wash up on the shore and stuff from the ocean that is evidence of a squid, basically. So this one has really, really long tentacles, which is also common for squid. Okay, octopi usually have shorter tentacles. Squids can be really, really long. In our heads, was anybody thinking jellyfish before that maybe, too?
I brought up jellyfish.
Jellyfish definitely would be, because you're thinking like it's poisonous or like it could sting you, right? But in this case, if there's a beak, jellyfish do not have beaks. The only animal that has long tentacles like that and a beak would be a squid. Go ahead, Alexa.
Also, you
Could be a
said
giant squid.
Hold, Alexa speaking.
Also, you said that like squid have really long arms. weren't really that big. They were like as big as a man's arm.
As big as a man.
Oh.
The length of a man, right? Okay, go ahead, Isabel.
It also said how it sprays ink to
Mm.
get away.
Mm-hmm. Squids and octopus do that. But again, the beak is kind of like the determining factor. Gregory, real quick.
Well, first I was thinking, you know, like that giant squid and the colossal squid.
Mhm.
Well, I was thinking that first, but because tentacles don't count as arms, because I can tell, because I know the difference between tentacles and arms, and so it can't be either one of those.
Mhm.
So I think it's like one like the smaller squid, but it just like has long.
She
arms.
said it's the largest one she's ever seen, right? So it's her goal to catch it, and the meat of the actual squid, not the tentacles, is not what you eat. The actual squid meat is really good. So have any of you ever had calamari?
Yes.
Calamari is squid, so people eat that commonly, and like it's usually fried. It literally
Hey,
tastes like
no
a chicken
wonder they
nugget.
call
But
them
if you eat it,
calamari.
if you eat it the way Karana's gonna eat it, it wouldn't be fried, right? She'd just cook it, or she'd eat it raw. You can eat a lot of fish raw. Is it a question or a comment?
No wonder they call it.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Hold for just a second. I have one more question for you guys before we wrap up and highlight our next section. So I just want to know specifically more a little bit about Rontu. So she captures Rontu. Did Rontu contribute to the death of her brother?
I don't think.
If he is the leader of the pack of the wild dogs, do you think that he contributed to the death of her brother, Ray?
I don't think so because some of the dogs, it might just be like some wild dogs that are not part of the pack, or maybe some that like
We're certain.
because some dogs have to like humans, dogs have to defend themselves.
Do we have evidence that he was not part of the pack that killed her brother?
I think it said that like he was like looking at her through the brush or something.
Okay. As far as the book's concerned, Rontu has been a part of like almost every attack on her. She sees him often.
Yeah.
Why do you think she chooses to befriend him even if he was part of potentially the pack that killed her brother? Why do you think she decides to go that route? Isabel, I'm gonna let you start.
I think it's because she's very lonely after Romo died, and I think also he might not have killed her, her brother. I think maybe the rest of the pack did, and he didn't know like if they went, so he went to look for them. And
It was like a scout, like a recon mission.
and maybe it
They
was
could be
because,
doing that.
because he was in their territory maybe, and most like wild dogs are very territorial, and I think once like she came into their territory, they didn't attack her because maybe they were weak after they had fought a lot.
Okay.
And he didn't want to attack her, but then he kind of found her as like a threat, and then he kind of started.
When Karana shoots Rontu, does she kill him the first time? Obviously,
No.
no, right?
He's
He's wounded. Do you think that people... Is there a difference between shooting an animal and killing it straight away and how you feel about that versus shooting an animal and wounding it? Which one makes you feel more? Think about if you were trying to kill an animal and you just wounded it versus killing it the way you intended. Which one is more painful to deal with? Marissa?
I think like wounding it. Well,
Why?
Because it could come back to life and you wouldn't know, and it could just all of a sudden, like she said that sometimes if you shoot it, it would sometimes play dead,
Okay.
and like it would sometimes like pop up and like try to get you.
Which one is less kind? When you think about it, which one causes more suffering, right?
Wounding it.
So do you think there's a part of Karana that maybe just felt felt for the animal? She literally wounded him pretty bad, and it's almost like she looked at him and she's like, "It's wounded.
She might
I need to nurse it back to health," even though she had intentionally intended to
kill him,
and
right? I think she.
Friends are raising their hands. Hold, Alexa, last thought, because then we have to do jobs.
And then we have to go.
Yes, I see.
Also, I think that wounding it is worse because then you have to watch the animal suffer, and it would probably make really sad noises. And
Yeah.
it would feel really
Yeah. So do you think that Karana cares about animals? Is there evidence that she cares about animals so far? Okay, I want you to sit on your bottom, please. I want you to keep looking for evidence, eyes on me, that Karana cares for other living things. Because that's going to be a shift in her character as we keep going through this story. Does she have any other animals that she cares for right now? Marissa?
Well, like kind of the dolphins, sort of.
Cares about the dolphins. Keep looking out for creatures as we go through the story. Okay, pause. For sake of time, we have so many things that we could discuss. But we're going to assign jobs, so please go to the front, and then we're going to highlight the job that you're going to be doing. And then since we're already to lunchtime, what we're going to do is I'll let you guys put your stuff in your basket, and I'll let you go straight to lunch, okay? So if you have to go back to the classroom, that's okay, but I'll let you go from here. So, real quick, let's talk about jobs. Let's look at your checklist, please. Let's look at your checklist, please, so I can see them and hold them up to me. Who was the discussion master the first time, or the discussion director the first time? Well, Isabel, will you do that again, please? Oh, wordsmith. Okay, you be the wordsmith. Who has not been the discussion director? Anybody? At this point? Who was the second person to be discussion director? Marissa, will you be discussion director for next time, please? Okay, I'm gonna have you be discussion director because we need one. Let's see. Ray, will you be, what was your first job? Can you look at the front, please? Connector, will you be the connector for next time, please?
Oh, darn it.
Frank, what was your first job?
So my first job, it was wordsmith, but I didn't do character and people tracker.
Okay, why don't you be the character and people tracker? Will you please focus on Karana, obviously, how she's changed, and then also focus on Ron, too, because those are the two characters you can track. Let me see what you have. Gregory, what was your first job, sir?
My first job was summarizer.
Will you be summarizer, please? And then next time we'll have you be image master. Will you be image master, please? As long as we have a discussion director, and then you guys will be gone for break. Okay? Oh, no, sorry, it'll be this Friday. Yeah, we're meeting. Okay, so it's going to be this Friday. It'll be, is that the 16th?
I think,
Okay, so put down 12/16 as our meeting date, and then you're going to take a color. Please pick a different color from last time. So you have blue, I'm going to give you yellow, pink. You're going to highlight what job you're going to be, and then you're going to find the page in your circle and actually highlight the top of the title. So like find a discussion director page and highlight the top of it. Also highlight a new predictor page, okay? What color were you last time? Green, orange. What were you, Frank, last time? What color?
This one?
Will you give, here, no, Ray, will you trade? Will you take yellow? Me, green. There you go. Okay, so you're gonna highlight what job you're gonna be. You're doing this like Marissa's doing, see here? She's highlighting the new page, and she's also gonna highlight a predictor page that's blank. You guys will predict, and then you'll also do your job next time. And then we're gonna meet next Friday. So the good news is you already read the first part, right, today? So you'll be able to start on your job on Wednesday, and then we'll meet again on Friday. Again, look for how Karana relates to animals. When you're done with that, you can put both your book and your packet into the basket, and then you guys can walk and excuse yourself to lunch because you're in 5th grade and I miss you. Thank you so much, great job. Isabel, don't forget your water bottle to me.
Wait, what if you already did the predictor page?
If you did it, still highlight it just so I know that you knew that it needed to be completed. And then can I have the highlighters back as well? Thank you, thank you. Great job, guys.
And I know what
Thank you. Gregory, next time have that job completed, and you need to finish the second page of your character tracker for next time. It needs to be totally done. Ray, what was your question?
I think I know why
Will you put the pencils back in the box?
Was a friend to run
There's a
to.
box set.
It's inside the bucket.
Because the best way to defeat your enemy is to make them your friend.
That's true. That's a really good point. You guys can discuss that at lunch. She does have birds. That's a good point, Alexa. I forgot about that. Is it not in there? You can just drop the pencils, then I'll get it, Frank. Thank you, sir. Have a good lunch, okay? Thank you.